so slow. Right, today we're going to be talking about Super Saiyan 4 versus the God Powers. It seems that the community is arguing over Super Saiyan 4 and Blue, which to me doesn't make sense. Why would you skip over Super Saiyan God? Because if you're looking at, in terms of the natural evolution, God comes after 4. Blue is then the evolution of God. But is there a comparison between 4 and the God Powers? No, it's not even remotely close. Why it's even an argument to me boggles the mind. Again, this is us. The transformations in Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
It's based off. This is, again, we're not basing this off of nothing. It's just kind of what's already been established. Pulling information either from the manga, the anime, or the Dragon Ball Wikipedia. We're not, again, neither of us we're definitely not fucking experts.
No.
Again, so this is just completely our opinion over the argument between 4 and the God Powers. What do you reckon?
I don't get it. Like, if you wanted to make a comparison, you'd use God. Like, that's literally the next form afterwards, isn't it? Like,
God is the form, because you've got Super Saiyan 2, 3, 4. Okay, 4 is obviously not canon, but if we're including canon and non-canon, it's Super Saiyan 2, 3, 4, God, Blue, Evolution. They're your Super Saiyan transformations.
yeah, I think the only reason why someone would logically use Super Saiyan 4 and Blue is because technically they're both the second phases of those transformations. Because before 4, you have to have the golden Uzaru form, don't you? So
yeah, but it just doesn't make sense. You're just going to skip over Super Saiyan God. But I think if you look at the not the power scaling, if you look at the multipliers of each transformation, okay, we don't have the multiplier for Super Saiyan God nor Super Saiyan Blue. But if you use rough estimations going by previous transformations and their multipliers, you can get a rough idea of what Super Saiyan 4's multiplier would be, God's multiplier, and Blue. But it just doesn't make sense. God, even if we're taking out Super Saiyan Blue and just having it as Super Saiyan 4 and Super Saiyan God, there's no chance Super Saiyan 4 would even lay a finger on God. It's a godly power. I'm not saying that obviously characters and transformations can't compete against the God powers. I mean, that's already proven through the Tournament of Power. Hit went up against God, wasn't a problem. Jiren went up against God and Blue, no problem. Went up against Super Saiyan Blue Evolution. Kefla did. Again, it's no problem.
I mean, even in the Dragon Ball movie, Broly.
Broly's a different story. Then you can look at it as, in the anime, Krillin kind of had a little fight against Super Saiyan Blue, Goku, Android 17. Who else? Gohan.
Yeah.
So that's already 3 other people that have gone up against Goku in his blue form. I mean, okay, we're not obviously saying that the 17 Gohan and Krillin can compete against Blue, because they're not going to. But Super Saiyan 4, no, it can't even touch the God forms. I mean, wasn't it? Correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't both Goku and Vegeta in Super Saiyan 4 struggle against Shenron?
Yeah.
But was he Shin Shenron or was he Omega Shenron?
I think that was when he was Omega Shenron, yeah.
So they struggled against Omega Shenron. If you had Goku or Vegeta against Omega Shenron with Super Saiyan God, they'd have killed him instantly.
It's not even a competition. They would have wiped him out.
I don't know. I don't. To me, I don't see. I don't know how the argument, or not the argument, how the debate started. I don't know where it's come from, but anytime I've ever seen the debate between 4 and blue, it's why skip God. That's what I don't get.
Yeah, because logically, God and 4 are in the same level of the chain if you don't include the golden Uzaru, which
Right.
nobody does.
So let's use, what is it? The wiki, right? So what's the Uzaru multiplier?
Uzaru base is times 10.
So Uzaru, or I definitely don't want to do that. Definitely don't want to go to Uzaru from Dragon Ball fucking Evolution. You know, we don't ever want to talk about something that never happened.
That movie does not exist.
Alright, so we got the Uzaru, right? So what do you say the multiplier was?
Typically, it's accepted that it's times 10.
Right, so the Uzaru's times 10. Super Saiyan is times 50. Right?
Yep.
So if you want the golden Uzaru, it's just basically a Super Saiyan Uzaru.
Yep.
So again, correct me if I'm wrong, but so we'll say a golden Uzaru is probably times 500, times 10, times by another 50, times 500.
Ish, I guess.
Right.
Yeah.
Super Saiyan 4 is just basically a golden Uzaru in humanoid form.
It's like a perfected version. I would say.
So we'll say that the multiply would be the same.
If it's not the same, it'd only be a little bit higher.
So we'll say that we'll say, roughly guessing, that the multiplier for Super Saiyan 4 is times 500, which is 200 times more than Super Saiyan 3. Because it's...
Yeah.
Because ain't it... Super Saiyan is times 50, Super Saiyan 2 is times 100, Super Saiyan 3 is times 300.
No, it's the way it works is Super Saiyan's 50, and Super Saiyan is times 2 of that, so that's 100. And then Super Saiyan 3 is times 4 to Super Saiyan 2, so that's about 8 times.
Is it?
Yeah.
See that again wouldn't work out. That wouldn't work either. The problem is it so confusing, because so right again, because this is getting a bit rough now. So okay, so here, using if we're going to use the Dragon Ball wiki, Super Saiyan 3 is times 400, right? The Great Ape is times 800, right? So if it's accurate, Super Saiyan 4 is times 800, which more than likely is what it's going to be if it was a golden Uzaru.
Yeah.
So roughly, again, using the Dragon Wiki, Super Saiyan 4 is double the multiplier of Super Saiyan 4. Right now, how it's got that Super Saiyan God's multiplier is times 600. It's got Super Saiyan God times 600 to make the tears logically stronger than the Buu Saga and not over the head. That, to me, that doesn't make sense. Surely, because with Super Saiyan God, it was Goku and 5 righteous Saiyans, correct?
Yep.
So that would be Goku in his base form times 50, right? And then that's times another 50 for Vegeta, another 50 for Gohan, another 50 for Goten, another 50 for Trunks, and well, we can't include Pan.
You'd have to, because she was included in the actual.
Okay, so then you include Pan in that, right? So that's Goku's power level times that by 50. Or are we taking Goku out of the equation because all theirs went into him?
I think we would have to take Goku out.
Okay, so take Goku out of the equation, right? So that's...
And all the others were in Super Saiyan, so...
So we'll take Vegeta, Gohan, Goten, Trunks, and Pan.
Even if Pan's is a bit lower because she's not a Super Saiyan, everyone else was. But you don't know what her power level would be.
Yeah. So if we say that's Goku times his own... his base power with obviously Super Saiyan, times that by another 550s, it's 312.5 million.
Yeah.
So if you want, using maths, which is not exactly my strong point, it's Goku's power level times that by 50. Then times that another 5 times with 50, you're looking at hundreds of millions. So I guess roughly speaking, Super Saiyan God's multiplier is 312.5 million. Then people want to start adding in Super Saiyan Blue. Okay, so you're then taking 312.5 million times that by another 50. It's 15.6 billion. How are you even going to say that a multiplier of 800 times the billions is even going to be compared? So 312 million times that by 50. Yeah, it's 15.6. God's name is that ever going to compete? How the fuck is Super Saiyan 4 ever going to compete? Oh, but it's Goku times 800. Okay, Goku's power level, let's say, in GT, in terms of when they got Super Saiyan 4, let's say his power level, 900 million. Times that by 800. I'm not going to, but that's an astronomical number. But then if you take it again, okay, obviously GT's not canon, but then put it into Dragon Ball Super. Let's say his power level is the exact same. So his power level's 900 million. Then you're timesing that by 312.5 million. How the fuck is that even comparable? It doesn't even make sense. So if I, for sake of the argument, right, so we take power level 900 million, times that by 800, right? So that looks like 720 billion, right? 700, so 900 million times that by 800 is 720 billion. Yeah?
Yeah.
Take that and then say, as I said, his power level is the exact same. Right? I can't even get it up on a calculator. If we take it by 900 million, times it by Super Saiyan God.
That's astronomical.
I can't even, the calculator won't even, my calculator on my phone won't let me do it. It's basically saying that number's too goddamn fucking high. What are you talking about? I don't know. But for me, for the way they've kind of put it on the wiki, to me doesn't make no sense.
No, because the thing, if you want to like really understand how powerful it is, you just have to look over like just compare him to fucking Beerus, who we know is probably one of the most powerful god of destructions in all of the universes.
Yeah, in terms of the multiverse, Beerus is either first or second.
Yeah, so he went Super Saiyan 3 against Beerus, and he didn't even use 1% of his power to kick his ass. It was so fucking easy. He just flicked him and he was out for a count.
Beerus done 2 touches on Goku, and Goku was basically dead. Right? And that was Goku in Super Saiyan 3.
And then when he finally got God, he was so fucking more powerful, he was able to push Beerus to like 70% of his power.
He could push Beerus so much further.
It's like the level, the difference between Super Saiyan 3 and God is astronomical. Like, it's way higher than anything you'd expect from Super Saiyan 4. So where are they getting this idea to compare it to Blue? Like, even God is enough to destroy Blue.
Yeah.
To destroy 4, sorry.
Just, as you said, just Super Saiyan God alone, when he first tapped into it, would absolutely decimate Super Saiyan 4. Okay, yeah, people could say, oh, well, GT's not canon. That's a fair point. You could also use Dragon Ball Heroes. Again, that's definitely not canon.
That's pure fan service. Everyone knows that.
Heroes is just a money-making anime.
It's an anime to promote their games. That's all it is.
Yeah.
So it's full of fan service.
So, as I said, the way I said, okay, the wiki's not again going to be accurate for everything. But if you're looking at the way they put it, and they're saying, okay, 4 is a times 800. To me, I don't see how 4 is times 800. Because if an Uzaru is times 10, and Super Saiyan is times 50, and as I said, if you want a golden Uzaru, is a Super Saiyan version of just a regular Uzaru, right?
Yeah, and I mean, if you go by the way that the multipliers were working for the Super Saiyan forms, you had 50 for Super Saiyan.
Yeah.
Then you had Super Saiyan 2 was 2 times more powerful than Super Saiyan 2. And then the next one, Super Saiyan 3, is 4 times more powerful than Super Saiyan 2. So it's like, even at the really high end, it's still not even remotely close.
No, it's only... So Super Saiyan 3, is times 400, right?
I think so.
So Super Saiyan is times 50. Super Saiyan 2 is times 100. Super Saiyan 3 is times 400, I think, which is something that is universally accepted.
Yeah, that would make sense. Yeah.
But as I said, if you take it like that and just use what we know about the multipliers, then the Uzaru is just going to be times 500. If it's times 10, then a golden Uzaru is
even if it follows the same convention and it's 8 times stronger than Super Saiyan 3, how high would that be? So even if it were 8, 16, so even if it was like 32,000 times more higher, 32,000 multiplier, that still wouldn't be high enough to be God, because God is literally like 1 million or more.
So yeah, looking at what I found on the wiki again, the Great Ape multiplies the user's base power by 10. So then, as I said, if you take it mathematically, if it is true that a golden Uzaru is just a Super Saiyan Uzaru, then it's only times 500. which is only
at the high end. I would say,
at the high end of 500. So that's only slightly stronger than Super Saiyan 3. It's still no. I mean, again, that's whether you want to take it as it's 500 or whether it's 800. That's not going to compete against 300 fucking million. And it's bullshit. It's not even remote. It's not even a remotely close argument. Okay, so then people say, oh, but then people compare it to Super Saiyan Blue. Okay, that's again where I got the number of 15.6 billion. You've taken the multiplier of God, and then you times that by another 50 because Super Saiyan Blue is a Super Saiyan version of a Super Saiyan God.
Yeah, which is what they say, and it's also in its name.
It's a Super Saiyan. It's a Super Saiyan God who's then gone Super Saiyan. That's how you get Super Saiyan Blue. So then, as I said, you're taking that 300 million times that again. That's when you're getting into the billions. Okay, we're not going to bring the divine powers of Ultra Instinct into this or Ultra Ego. This is just purely Super Saiyan transformations and a debate of Super Saiyan 4 and Super Saiyan Blue, but we're including God.
Yeah, because obviously, in theory, anyone could learn Ultra Instinct if they had the talent for it.
Yeah, the Super Saiyan, obviously, transformations are solely for, Saiyans.
Mm.
Ultra Instinct and Ultra Ego, that's a different story. Because, as you said, anyone can learn Ultra Instinct, anyone can learn Ultra Ego.
Well, we're just assuming that about Ultra Ego because we don't actually know how the mechanics for Ultra Ego works right now.
But, I mean, so as I said, right, Super Saiyan 4, Goku and Vegeta struggled heavily against Omega Shenron. They had no choice but to fuse to make Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. Now, could Gogeta go up against the God forms? No. No, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta would still be wrecked by Super Saiyan God. Again, it's not even close. Would the multiplier be different? No. Would the power level be closer? Yes. Oh yes. Because
for sure.
Because you know, so let's say Goku's is 900 million, his base power. Vegeta is slightly less than Goku, so let's say he's 880 million. You're combining that together, then timesing that by 500.
Yeah.
That's still nowhere near close of going to be anywhere near 312.5 million. But then if you want to say, oh, but what about Blue? No, it's fucking billions. It's fucking ridiculous. As I said, I get where people were coming from, but to me, you can't compare either of them.
I think the problem that people seem to have, and they forget, is you need to, if you're talking about forms, you need to take the form itself and calculate that. You cannot compare Goku in Super Saiyan Blue with Vegeta in Super Saiyan Blue because even though they've got the same form, their power levels are not the same.
Yeah, Vegeta's power level is still less than Goku's. It's not much less than Goku's, but it's still less. I think in terms of base form
is always the deciding factor when you're talking about these things.
So I think if we take out transformations, in terms of base form, I think Vegeta's got the edge. Because Vegeta's trained harder and he's trained longer in his base form than Goku has. So if it was just pure fight, no transformations, no techniques, just them two in base form, I think Vegeta takes Goku in that circumstance. But then if you add on the multipliers, Goku takes him.
Because he's got more of them.
It's not because he's got more of them. They roughly have the same. Okay, you could say, oh, but Vegeta doesn't have Super Saiyan 3. He does. He just doesn't use it because, as he says, it's a bullshit transformation. Because it drains your ki way too much. I guarantee Vegeta, if you take out Dragon Ball Heroes, canon-wise, Vegeta has Super Saiyan 3. He just don't use it, and he'll never use it because, as he says, it's a worthless transformation. Yeah, the power's fantastic, but the ki runs out in an instant, which is what we already see in the Buu arc, right? He used Super Saiyan 3, his ki depleted virtually instantly.
Yeah, but I think also you got to take into account what people forget is that Super Saiyan 2, like Super Saiyan 1, can be fully mastered. Future Trunks has the fully mastered version of Super Saiyan 2, and he was able to push Goku in his Super Saiyan 3-4.
Yeah.
So mastering Super Saiyan 2 on its own would be enough to beat someone in Super Saiyan 3 if he was good enough.
With the Super Saiyan transformations, they're like the divine transformations or techniques, however you want to put it. You can perfect them. As you said, Trunks perfected Super Saiyan 2. It pushed Goku to Super Saiyan 3. More than likely, Future Trunks in his Super Saiyan 2, perfected Super Saiyan 2, has surpassed Super Saiyan 3. Does he need Super Saiyan 3? No.
Well, no, because he got Rage like not too long after that.
Yeah, he's got his Super Saiyan Rage mode, but just his Super Saiyan 2 form alone is already above Super Saiyan 3. Now, could you perfect Super Saiyan 3? Well, yeah. Again, if you're going into non-canon, your example of that is Kumba. Kumba's perfected Super Saiyan 3. And when you perfect Super Saiyan 3, you're a fucking monster.
Yeah, he can he bodies so many people.
He wrecks everyone. Okay, yeah, he's Kumba's like Broly. He's a mutated freak.
Yeah.
But again, he's perfected Super Saiyan 3. He's always in Super Saiyan 3. He doesn't have no drawbacks of...
He pretty much goes from base to Super Saiyan 3 immediately.
Yeah. And he can stay in 3. He doesn't worry about his ki depleting because he's perfected Super Saiyan 3. If you perfect Super Saiyan 3...
Oh shit, that's a scary thought.
What, perfecting...
No, imagine if Broly had it.
What?
Because he has unlimited ki.
What, Broly getting perfected... Oh, God.
He has unlimited ki, so even if he had normal Super Saiyan 3, he'd still fuck you.
I mean, even Broly in Super Saiyan 2 would fucking end your life. So, right, so... Perfected... Or, if you want, mastered Super Saiyan 2... Take Super Saiyan 3.
In its base level, yeah.
In its base level. You master Super Saiyan 3, you're going to take Super Saiyan 4. You master Super Saiyan 4, you're not going to... You're still not going to take Super Saiyan God.
No, because we've seen a more powerful version of Super Saiyan 4, again, from the Heroes manga. They had the Limit Break Super Saiyan 4.
If it wasn't that, because that was combined with God Ki.
Yeah.
Again, the Limit Breaker Super Saiyan 4, you can... Again, it's going to be a higher multiplier, but it's still not going to be anywhere near close to Super Saiyan God.
And I think people seem to forget that it's not the form that you need to think about, it's the individuals and their base power levels. If you're talking fucking Broly doesn't need to be in God to kick a god's ass because his power level is ridiculously high already.
With Broly, because he's a mutated freak. Him in what his unsuppressed base form took out Super Saiyan God.
Yeah, he had his Wrath form, which is basically the new version of the Golden Uzaru, I think, isn't it? It's similar.
What, his Ikari form?
No, his Ikari form is basically the Great Ape form, but in human form, isn't it? And then when he went,
I think so.
When he went Super Saiyan for the first time, he was in a Berserk mode, which is basically like equivalent to a Golden Uzaru because he was already in Wrath at that point.
So, with including Broly, he took out both God forms.
Yeah.
Before he transformed.
Yeah.
Right? He took out. He wrecked Super Saiyan God Goku. Right? Which at this point Goku had been so used to the God Key because this is pre-Tournament of Power. So he tapped in.
I thought it was after.
What did I say?
You said pre.
Oh shit! I meant post.
Yeah, it was post-Tournament of Power.
It's post-Tournament of Power, right? So he's had Super Saiyan God, he's had Super Saiyan Blue, he's perfected Super Saiyan Blue, and he's put Kaioken on top of that, and he's tapped into UI and Mastered Ultra Instinct. So Goku's power level with his multipliers, especially his base power level with God and Blue, is far superior than what it was during the Goku Black arc, because he'd been training more, and he tapped into UI, which had pushed him further. Yeah. Same with Vegeta. Vegeta, okay, he wasn't as close as Goku, but his was stronger because he tapped into Super Saiyan Blue Evolved, which Evolved is on the same scale as Blue Kaioken.
Yeah, it's maximum multiplier, yeah.
I mean, I don't know about you, but I see Super Saiyan Blue Evolution or Super Saiyan Blue Evolved, whatever you want to call it. I see that as the next stage of Super Saiyan Blue.
I think it is. Because
you've got Super Saiyan Blue. You've got perfected Super Saiyan Blue. Blue Evolved reminds me of Super Saiyan 2. It bulks your muscles up a bit. It gives you the sparks like Super Saiyan 2 does. I think Evolved is the next stage.
It gives me the same vibe as it's like a combination between Super Saiyan 2 because it's got sparks and the Super Vegeta one that he had during the Cell arc. Because the way it bulks him up is more similar to the Super during the Cell games, but the sparks are very similar to Super Saiyan 2.
Yeah.
So it's either an evolution or it's a forced increase in power. It's one or the other.
I think it's an evolution.
Yeah, I think if it's going to live up to its name, it has to be.
Yeah. But, I mean, okay, obviously everyone wants it to have been called Royal Blue because Vegeta uses it and he's the Saiyan Prince. So that's what we get. So with obviously the God forms, you're going up against you're going up against other characters. Could Super Saiyan 4 compete against Golden Frieza? No, not a chance. Because Golden Frieza could go up against Super Saiyan Blue. He went up against Toppo in his Destroyer form. He went up against Jiren, but Jiren we're not going to include in this because Jiren's got bullshit hacks because it's Jiren. So I mean, like, obviously you say like you can't include Broly because Broly's he's a mutant. He's a freak. Could Super Saiyan 4 Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, could that go up against Golden Frieza? No.
No.
No,
Sure.
again, because he competes against the God forms. I don't know. It's a difficult one, but I think if you use the information that we've got. Again, I'm going to take out the wiki, but if you use them transformations with them multipliers, 4's barely stronger than 3.
Yeah, I mean
that. But as I said, that's my understanding of Super Saiyan 4. Right?
And I think the problem with Super Saiyan 4 as well is the way that they get it is so bizarre that it's hard to determine exactly how powerful it is anyway. Because it's not a direct continuation from Super Saiyan 3. Do you know what I mean?
Super Saiyan 4, isn't the way Goku gets Super Saiyan 4 roughly the same way he got God? Was the others were channeling their ki into Goku?
No, for Super Saiyan 4, he had to turn into Golden Uzaru, and then he had to regain control of it.
Or no, I'm thinking. Oh, I know what I'm thinking of. Goku in Super Saiyan 4 when he went full power Super Saiyan 4.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking of.
Super Saiyan 4 full power
was when he took the key
is
off.
basically like a limit break one. It increases the level.
He took. Who is it? Vegeta.
I think it was Vegeta, Pan, maybe Gohan and Goten. I think maybe a few others.
Trunks weren't there, was he?
No.
So it was
not that I remember.
And that's how he got. So so we'll say regular Super Saiyan 4 the multiplier is times 500. Putting in the key of all the others, again, it's not taking their power, it's just taking their key. It probably pushed him from times 400 to probably times 5. Probably gave him another, because it was Super Saiyan at full power.
Well, I think if it was already at 500, then it'd be 6.
Sorry, yeah.
It would then be 600, but
yeah,
even that.
600. Even that, again, that's still astronomically smaller than 312 million. It's...
Because, as I said, it is literally... They think that because... They're thinking of the individual, not form. You can't compare Super Saiyan God using a specific individual. You have to compare it as a transformation on its own.
I mean, it wouldn't make sense that 4 would be anywhere near close. Whether it's close, on par, or slightly above the God transformations. That makes no sense. It's a God form.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that...
And they do say that God Ki is stronger and purer.
Yeah. I mean...
So even if the multiplier was smaller than we think it is, the key that they're using is naturally purer and stronger. It's like twice the potency.
It is. I mean... again, you could, if you wanted to, it's not really a good idea, look at Goku Black. The moment he taps into his own power, he goes straight Rose. Rose is above Super Saiyan Blue.
Yeah, because Rose is effectively the perfected form of blue.
Yeah.
Immediately.
Because with Goku Black, he's been born into divine ki because he's already a god. You don't see in the anime, but it is in the manga. He has Super Saiyan transformations. his version of Super Saiyan Blue is Rose.
Well, I mean, it depends on who you ask, because there's a lot of inconsistency. They say that it's the equivalent to Blue, whereas in the manga they're saying that Super Saiyan Rose is literally just his version of Super Saiyan. So it's kind of...
Well, as I said, Goku Black has Super Saiyan. That, I think, is in the... If I'm not mistaken, it is in the manga.
I think the difference...
Rose is his God Ki. His natural God Ki. Super Saiyan Rose is Goku Black's version of Super Saiyan Blue. But his is obviously different because he was born into Divine Ki. He doesn't have the drawbacks of Super Saiyan Blue where they lose Ki.
Yeah, I think in the manga it specifies that he has Super Saiyan until his power eclipses the original God form, and then it just automatically turns into Rose. So it's depending on which version you're going by. If you're going by the anime, it's the same as Super Saiyan Blue. But in the manga, after he reaches the level of godhood that he was supposed to be at originally, then his Super Saiyan form is just Rose all the time.
I mean, yeah, that's true. Do you think maybe why some people are so caught up on Super Saiyan 4 and Super Saiyan Blues because people prefer Super Saiyan 4 over the God forms? Yeah, Super Saiyan 4.
Probably, yeah.
Super Saiyan 4, in terms of aesthetics and looks, Super Saiyan 4 is the better transformation. It looks better.
Well, I mean, to some people it is.
To some people, Super Saiyan 4 looks better than Super Saiyan God and Super Saiyan Blue.
Me personally, I find the transformation ridiculous because it doesn't keep with the theme of the transformations in general.
I think is it not with Super Saiyan 4, it's like more primal.
Yeah.
It goes more back into their Saiyan heritage. That's why they end up, well, with their red fur.
The way I see it, right, is that I don't think it should have been called Super Saiyan. At all.
What, Super Saiyan 4?
Yeah, I don't think it should have been called Super Saiyan because based on how it works, it seems to be a completely different line of transformations entirely. Because it doesn't... If they don't evolve in power from Super Saiyan 3 to Super Saiyan 4, there's like 3 steps involved. They have to have their tail still. Then they have to become an Uzaru. Then they have to go Super Saiyan while an Uzaru. And then they have to regain control of that form in order to turn into a Super Saiyan 4. So the way I see it is I think Super Saiyan 4 should really just be in the Great Ape line.
So instead of them calling it Super Saiyan 4, what? Just call it Primal.
Yeah, because you're going from Great Ape, then you go
Uzaru.
Super Saiyan Uzaru, which they don't call it Super Saiyan, they just call it Golden, as you know. And then they go Super Saiyan 4.
Yeah,
so it's like those are connected.
That's how I understand a Golden Uzaru. It's an Uzaru that's gone Super Saiyan. That's how I understand.
Yeah, that's how it's implied. But the Golden Uzaru isn't included in the Super Saiyan forms. It's included in the Great Ape line. Yeah. Because it's still, you have to be a Great Ape in order to get that form.
See, to me, that makes sense. Because thinking about that transformation tree that someone done, it's base Super Saiyan. We're not going to include the grade 1, 2, and 3 in that. Or the super Vegeta and all that. We're not going to include that.
No, because our understanding of those is that they're forced increases in powers, not actual evolutions.
Yeah. So it's base form Super Saiyan 2, Super Saiyan 3, right? Yeah. Then it's Uzaru, Golden Uzaru, Super Saiyan 4. Then you've got... Or I guess what would would the natural evolution then be from Super Saiyan 3? Would the natural evolution after that be God? Or is that something completely different?
No, because again, what you've then got is they're all infused with God Ki, meaning that Super Saiyan God is effectively the base form for a new branch. And then after Super Saiyan God, you've got Super Saiyan Blue, which is the Super Saiyan version of the base form.
And then obviously Super Saiyan Blue Evolved is the next stage to Super Saiyan Blue.
Which would, as you said, probably be Super Saiyan Blue 2 or something like that.
Yeah, Super Saiyan Blue 2. So the tree is base, Super Saiyan 2, Super Saiyan 3. Uzaru, Golden Uzaru, Super Saiyan 4.
Actually, I think the start of the God branch would have to be the Saiyan Beyond God form, because it is literally their base form with God Ki in it.
See, the Saiyan Beyond God, I don't remember that really whatsoever.
It's literally his base form after he unlocked God. So it's got God Ki active at all times.
Oh, what you mean where Goku was in when he was fighting Beerus and he tapped and he came out of Super. Yeah, because he could still fight against Beerus, and Beerus was like, "Well, you've come out of Super Saiyan God. The fuck are you still able to hit me? The fuck."
Yeah, and that's because his natural power had already increased.
His body had already adapted to God Ki, and then when he went Super Saiyan, his Super Saiyan form was far superior because he'd already adapted to the God Ki.
Yeah, because his base form had already increased at that point.
Okay, so.
But the Saiyan Beyond God is what they refer to Goku specifically when he activates God Ki without transforming into God.
Okay, so if we take it to start again from the beginning is base form Super Saiyan 2, Super Saiyan 3.
Yeah.
Right? Base form Uzaru, Super Saiyan 4. Right?
Yeah.
Base form Saiyan Beyond God, Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan or Blue, and then Super Saiyan Blue Evolved.
Yeah. Because all of those forms use God Ki, so they should be in their own branch.
See, then okay, so if we're taking that how you've said it, then Super Saiyan 4 is a completely different thing.
Yeah, I mean, it would have made more sense if they'd referred to it as a Primal Saiyan or something.
Yeah.
Because it makes more sense, because it's so completely different from Super Saiyan 3.
It's because obviously for Goku to go Super Saiyan 2, he already had to have been a Super Saiyan. For him to go Super Saiyan 3, he had to have already been in both prior transformations.
Yeah. Whereas Super Saiyan 4, he needs to...
Oh, but then the other problem is with Super Saiyan 4 that makes it more bullshit. Look at how Vegeta got his Super Saiyan 4. What was it? By 4 fucking satellite dishes, the bomber was pumping energy into him, boom, transformed into Super Saiyan. What kind of bullshit... what kind of bullshit's that?
Well, in his case, because he was a Saiyan Elite, he didn't need to regain control of his golden form because he already had control.
Yeah, but the way Vegeta transforms into Super Saiyan 4 is the most bullshit of bullshit.
Yeah.
It's bullshit. There's no other way to put it. Goku power of a Golden Uzaru in his human... He had to gain control over Golden Uzaru and harness that power in his humanoid form. That's how you get Super Saiyan 4.
Yeah.
If memory serves well.
So realistically,
but then
he doesn't need to have been able to go Super Saiyan 3 in the first place to get Super Saiyan 4. That's why it shouldn't be called Super Saiyan 4.
I mean...
Being able to just turn Super Saiyan would have been enough. Because the Golden Uzaru is just a Super Saiyan version of a Great Ape. So when he turns into Super Saiyan 4, why is it called Super Saiyan 4? It's only called Super Saiyan 4 because it was discovered later.
And it's not a natural evolution
of
the
Super, it's not.
It's not a natural evolution of the Super Saiyan transformations.
No, it's a natural evolution of the Great Ape transformations.
But not a Super Saiyan transformation. That's what makes Super Saiyan 4 weird.
So Golden Uzaru technically should be called a Super Great Ape rather than a Super Saiyan Great Ape because it's already an ape. He's already in a Great Ape.
Okay, so
Golden makes more sense because it's saying that it's a super version without it actually being a Super Saiyan.
So if we were what would you call Super Saiyan 4? What would you rebrand it as? If you're going by that branch of Uzaru Golden Uzaru, what would you class Super Saiyan 4?
I think you'd have to call it as a. I think you'd have. What's the word? So you've got Great Ape, you've got Golden Great Ape.
Yeah.
I think you'd have to be. I don't know, like.
Because it's the Golden Great Ape, but in human form.
Yeah, that's a hard one. I don't know, like full power or something, maybe.
No, because he's already had full power what?
Full power Saiyan Ape or something like that.
See, wouldn't that clash close to full power Super Saiyan 4?
Yeah.
It's a tough one, but I think you're right. If you're going down each branch,
or maybe just pull from Naruto and just call it Saiyan Uzaru Complete Mode or something.
So okay. So what you're saying is Super Saiyan 4 is not the natural evolution of Super Saiyan transformations.
No, it's completely separate because it doesn't require you to be in Super Saiyan 3 to get it.
But is Super Saiyan God a different thing, or is that the natural evolution of 3?
No, see, I would say that it's also its own branch.
Because to get Super Saiyan God, Vegeta doesn't do a ritual.
And we know for a fact that it can't be a evolution of Super Saiyan 3 because Vegeta does not have Super Saiyan 3.
Well,
at least as far as we're aware.
I would say we've never seen it in canon. We've seen it in Dragon Ball Heroes. We've never seen it in canon, whether it's manga or anime. I'd put money on it. Vegeta has Super Saiyan 3.
I think he has to be powerful enough that he would have it. And in order to know that it's rubbish, you'd have to have used it. Goku had the full powered Super Saiyan one, like he had the Super Vegeta one.
Does he need to have it to know it's bullshit because he's seen Goku use it and he's seen how quickly it depleted him? So would he need it to know that it's useless?
I don't know because it feels
judging by what he's seen from Goku.
The way that he describes it implies that he knows it's drained. Because when you have Super Vegeta and you see Goku training with Gohan, he also achieves that form. But then he goes into the next one that Trunks had and he's just like, actually this is a terrible idea. It slows us down ridiculously.
What you mean Super Saiyan Grade 2 and 3?
Grade 2 and 3. He had those forms. He used them. And then he came to the conclusion that they were garbage and so didn't use them anymore.
Oh, you mean say like where Future Trunks went up against Vegeta in Dragon Ball Super and then he bulked up and he's there like, again, bulking up in them useless, pathetic transformations.
Yeah.
Let me show you what true fucking power is.
Yeah, so Goku has done.
Vegeta,
Goku knows those forms, and because he knows those forms, when he says no, they're terrible, You know he's speaking from experience.
That's what I'm saying. For me, Vegeta has Super Saiyan 3. You're never going to see it because he knows it's a bullshit transfer. He knows it's bullshit. Yeah. It's like, it's great for power, but in terms of ki, it's shit.
The way that
unless you perfect it. And Vegeta's never going to perfect Super Saiyan 3 because he doesn't have the patience for it. Goku would perfect Super Saiyan 3 because...
I think on some level, I think Goku has. Because whenever he uses it these days, aside from when he's already drained of power, when he used it against Vigorous, he had no negative effects at all.
Or, yeah, then didn't he also lose ki when he was fighting Kale and Khalifa and still tapped in this Super Saiyan 3?
Yeah, but at that point, he tapped into Super Saiyan 3 because Super Saiyan 2 wasn't enough of a difference for Zeno. So I didn't think he wanted to go Super Saiyan 3, so I didn't think he had enough energy for it.
Didn't Kale and Khalifa push him? And obviously they really wanted to see it.
Yeah, and then he used it because Zeno said, oh, there weren't that much change between Super Saiyan and Super Saiyan 2. So he's just like, we want to see the difference. So that's why he tapped into it. But I think he doesn't get as much drain from it now, but I think there is still some level of drain in it.
Is that because he's close to perfecting Super Saiyan 3, or is that because at the time of the Tournament of Power, he'd already tapped into God Ki, and him having been used to God Ki gave him better ki control over Super Saiyan 3?
I mean, it's certainly possible. There's no reason why it wouldn't. I mean, if you're talking about Super Saiyan Blue, it has perfect ki control.
Once you perfect it.
Yeah, so I think him being able to use his ki perfectly with Blue plays into the role of him being able to use 3 a lot more often.
Oh, yeah, because I forgot that obviously in the Tournament of Power, he not only had he tapped into God, but he tapped into Blue. And he'd already been used to Super Saiyan Blue as well.
Yeah. And I think the problem that people have with the whole God forms is that they keep going, oh yeah, it's a continuation of the Super Saiyan lines, and you're just like, but it's not.
I mean,
it's God Ki. It's a different source.
When you're thinking of it like that, basically the Super Saiyan transformations. Okay, yeah, you can say, oh, but the name. Okay, yeah, the name says, but that doesn't matter. What we're saying is that the Super Saiyan transformations end with Super Saiyan 3.
Yeah.
This is including canon and non-canon.
Yes.
Super Saiyan 3 is the final Super Saiyan transformation. Super Saiyan 4 is something completely different because of how Super Saiyan 4 is achieved. It's not a natural evolution of Super Saiyan 3.
Yeah, because basically if you don't have your tail or you don't have a Blitzwave generator, you can't turn into Super Saiyan 4. At all.
But do you need a tail though?
Not if you have a Blitzwave generator.
Do you need the tail because
you need it to achieve it the first time?
Do you? But then couldn't you say that? What about Broly? And I don't mean DBZ Broly, DBS Broly, because he doesn't have a tail. But in a way, he transforms into an Uzaru, not a golden Uzaru, but he transforms into an Uzaru. I think without a tail.
Yeah, so I think in Broly's
and then obviously doesn't the other one who transforms into an Uzaru without a tail is Gohan?
No, because every time Gohan's turned into an Uzaru, his tail's grown back.
Did it?
Yeah.
Huh.
Every time he's turned into an Uzaru, it's because his tail has grown back.
Okay, so take out Gohan then. So Broly's...
The thing that helps them transform is the Blutz waves, which they absorb specifically through their tails. The reason how Vegeta bypassed it by having Bulma create the Blotz Wave generator and directly pointing it at him.
Through bullshit.
Yeah, so he didn't need the tail. But
then
Broly's case, I think the form that he uses, Ikari or Raph or however you want to call it, I think
we'll say Akari.
I think they're using that as a way of canonizing using Great Ape power without being a Great Ape.
So I think that's something that people would like to see, is them making Super Saiyan 4 canon, but giving it just to Broly. Because Broly's more primal than Goku and Vegeta. Plus his Akari form is, because Paragus says it himself, oh, he's learnt to harness the power of a great ape in base form. That's his Akari.
Yeah. And I think
if you look at kind of the way Broly's eyes go in Akari,
they go yellow, yeah.
Which is how Goku's are.
When he's in 4, I think so. Yeah.
Well, I can have a look at that because I've got the statues.
I think they are actually. I think you're right.
Yeah. See. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think they are.
See now that. So, going by the statues I've got of Super Saiyan 4 Goku, Vegeta, and Gogeta. That's what. See now. That's weird. Vegeta's eyes are blue. Like how they are with Super Saiyan. But Goku's eyes are yellow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Gogeta's are blue. But ain't Vegeta's yellow? Don't Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta have yellow eyes? I mean...
I think when the one time they introduced him, I think he had blue as well.
Let me have a look. See, now that's kind of hard to... Yeah, see, looking at a picture of Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, he's got blue eyes. So... How comes the eyes are different?
I think part of the one with Goku is because he transforms directly from being a child.
What do you mean?
Well, in GT he was.
He was.
The wish was put on him, and he got turned into a child. So he goes from child Goku into adult Super Saiyan 4. Or is
that because Goku learned how to do the transformation of Super Saiyan 4 the natural way? Go from the Golden Uzaru into human form. And that's why his eyes are yellow, because of Golden Uzaru's eyes are yellow.
Could be.
But then how does that explain Vegeta and Gogeta?
Well, Vegeta and Gogeta are a fusion. So,
but surely the eyes would be green. Blue and yellow make green.
Yeah, they do, but
Or have they just done it as blue because that's just their natural colour, and to not confuse it potentially.
I think with the fusions case, I think it's probably just down to,
because I would have thought, because Gogeta's Goku, his eyes would be yellow, and Vegeta is Vegeta, his eyes would be blue. You go by the dominant, but you go by the dominant.
It's quite possible that Goku's are a different colour because of the magic that's put on him by the Dragon Balls.
What do you mean? Because he went back to being a kid?
Yeah, because
but wouldn't they still be blue because his eyes were blue?
Yeah, but he goes straight from being a child all the way into his prime adult form when he goes Super Saiyan 4.
I don't know. That maybe,
so it could be an interference with the magic.
Maybe. Or, as I said, it's just the fact that he's actually... Because ain't Broly's eyes yellow as well in Akari?
In the Dragon Ball Super movie, yeah. They are.
So maybe because the eyes are yellow, because that's harnessing the power naturally, whereas Vegeta's done his unconventionally, is by using science.
Yeah.
Ah, that's a weird. That's a weird little detail. I don't think that's. Well, many people have probably overlooked and have probably never thought about. why the eye colour's different.
I mean, the logical conclusion is they just wanted to make Goku look as intimidating as fuck.
Yeah. I mean, I don't like... I like and dislike both Super Saiyan 4s. Looking at the statues I've got in my room, and then obviously thinking about it in the anime, the colour of Goku's trousers I don't like. The yellow I hate. I think they're fucking ugly.
Yeah.
Vegeta, oh my god, Vegeta's one, just, I don't like it. The purple boots, I accept. The fucking latex gloves, no. I just don't like it. As I said, the fur and all that of Super Saiyan 4 I accept because it's primal. And it's a design.
Don't forget those outfit things do change in the Xeno versions of them.
Yeah, but if we're not including the Xeno versions, the top half of it's fine. The bottom half of it, no. Gogeta works because he's Gogeta.
Yeah, the fusion outfit's always good though.
But then looking at Gogeta Super Saiyan 4 and Gogeta Blue, there's virtually no difference. The trousers are the same. The sash is the same. The boots are basically the same. The jacket's the same, it's just the top part of it's a different colour. And then just the fact that he's obviously hairy. 4 and Blue are just very
much.
But then there is a bit of a difference between Vegito Blue and Super Saiyan 4 Vegito.
Yeah, Super Saiyan 4 Vegito's hair is black and it's a bit longer.
But then what's with that? What's with the hair colour being different? Because Goku and Vegeta in Super Saiyan 4, their hair colour's black. So why is Gogeta's hair red?
Yeah, I don't know. That's always been one of them things that I found weird too. I was like,
that to me doesn't make sense, because when they fuse together to make Vegito Super Saiyan 4, the hair is black, but when they fuse to make Gogeta, the hair turns red.
Yeah, I don't get it.
I don't understand that. There has to be a reason behind that I don't think has been explained. As far as I'm aware.
The only thing I can think of is that it's because there's two Super Saiyan 4s, they had to have hair for the chest and then the rest of the red had to go somewhere else. But, I mean, that's kind of lazy.
But then that wouldn't make sense for Vegito because his hair is black.
Yeah.
I don't know. Because to me that's weird. They fuse together in Gogeta. He turns blue, his hair's blue. Okay? Makes sense. They fuse together to make Vegito, they go blue, their hair's blue. That makes sense. They fuse together to make Gogeta in Super Saiyan 4, their hair's red. Okay, it's a bit weird. They fuse together to make Vegito, their hair's black. Which makes sense because their hair is black in the transformation. I don't know. Maybe there is an explanation. It's just I don't know what it is.
I think it was just artistic license, but generally speaking, it doesn't really make much sense.
No, but as I said, with the eyes being yellow, I think that's why, because Broly's his Uzaru form in base, because Paragus says it himself.
Yeah, his hair gets a bit more wild and his eyes change colour.
So I would say why his eyes turn yellow and Goku's eyes are yellow, because they've done it naturally. He has done it very unconventionally.
Oh, officially, yeah.
Yeah. But I think if we're gonna end this off, no, there is no comparison, which we've said numerously, between the Super Saiyan 4 transformations and Super Saiyan, whether it's Super Saiyan Blue or Super Saiyan God. They're not fucking comparable. Not even a chance. The power level is nowhere near the same. The multiplier is nowhere near the same. One, if you want, again, for the sake of the argument, is the evolution of Super Saiyan 3, 4. Well done, you've added a number on. Congratulations. You know, basic fucking maths. The God forms, again, is God Key. It's not comparable. Look at take any other stuff, right, where you're looking at people going up against gods. It never works. Never. You can look at, okay, you can take like, in Naruto, they go up against godlike characters. Never fucking works. They're the same power, they're on a whole different scale. Take virtually anything else where you're having people, the moment they take god power, their fucking power is unrivaled.
Oh, I mean, just look at God of War, innit? As soon as Kratos became the God of War, he just fucked all of this.
As I said, the problem is with Dragon Ball. One, the transformations are all over the place. The power scaling is fucking all over the place, and everything's all over the place. But as I said, if you were to use what we've established, take the maths. Super Saiyan 4 is times 500. It's an Uzaru which is times 10. A golden Uzaru is times 50. Basic maths, that's 500. You harness that in humanoid times 500, so it's barely more than Super Saiyan 3 at 400. God is you're taking Goku and 5 Super Saiyans. So it's like, okay, you're taking another times 50, 5 more times. You're in the hundreds of millions. Put in Blue, a times that again, which you're into the billions. Super Saiyan 4 is nowhere, again, it's not even fucking... God, what was... I don't even think that's 1%.
Probably not.
I mean...
And I think what people seem to be misunderstanding as well is that they're going, but Goku Super Saiyan 4 and Goku Super Saiyan Blue were like equal. And I was like, yeah, but Goku is the same character. You can't use the same character fighting in a completely different form to make your argument. You need to understand the forms itself. Because, as we've seen countless times, someone being in the form doesn't automatically mean that they're going to win. I mean, just look at Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, for example, in the Margin Saga. He's not even close to being as powerful as Super Saiyan 2 Gohan.
They're both Super Saiyans, right? So in terms of...
Well, you can just take Goten in Super Saiyan and Goku in Super Saiyan. Not the same. Not even on the same power scaling. But they're in the same form.
When did Vegeta get Super Saiyan? When did he become a Super?
He became a Super Saiyan during... What was it? When he was on Earth. And they were getting ready to go to Namek. No, not Namek. After Namek.
So
in the Android Saga, just before. In the skit, he became a Super Saiyan in that.
So what, during when 17 and 18 turn up?
Yeah. So after Trunks' warning, he went off to train and that's when he became a Super Saiyan.
So at that point, right, Goku was already a Super Saiyan.
Yeah.
Because of Frieza.
Mm-hmm.
But then when you take Goku and Vegeta both in Super Saiyan forms, Goku's above him. Okay, then take Goten and Trunks.
Goten.
But I think Trunks
just edges him out.
Trunks slightly edges Goten. You could say because he's a year older, but he has that slight edge on Goten.
Yeah, even Piccolo said that. He said that their power was roughly the same.
Yeah. But then once you get Gohan and start training again, once he's hit his training, him and Goku in Super Saiyan is different. But when Gohan obviously does surpass him when he turns Super Saiyan 2. He completely drops off because he drops his training. But yeah, you're right. It does come down to the individual.
Yeah, because it's
not the transformation.
Exactly, because you can't just be like, oh, but Cabba is a Super Saiyan, so therefore, because Goku's a Super Saiyan, they should be equal. That's not how it works. Goku's base power is higher than Cabba's. So even if they're both Super Saiyan, Goku's going to edge him out. I
don't even see... Would Cabba be, as a Super Saiyan, would he be close to Goten and Trunks? Because they've already got far more experience in him. Because
I would say that Cabba is, as a Super Saiyan, Cabba is probably stronger than Goten and Trunks. But I don't think, if they had a proper fight, I don't know if he'd be able to beat them.
I don't know if that's true.
Because Goten and Trunks are still quite young.
They're still quite young, but don't forget, they went up against Boo.
Yeah, but they went up against Boo as Gotenks, not individually.
But they've got that key in them, and they've also tapped into Super Saiyan 3. Okay, bear in mind it was Gotenks, but they've still been used to a far higher Super Saiyan transformation.
Yeah, I would say they've got more experience being Super Saiyans, but Cabba is a warrior in his own home time period. He's part of like the Galactic Peace Patrol.
Yeah.
So he's always fighting. He's just never had a Super Saiyan 4.
Yeah.
So I think in
terms of being used to being a Super Saiyan, Trunks and Goten outmatch him.
But in terms of actual combat experience, I think Cabba edges them out.
Yeah, in terms of combat experience, he does. But with them having a taste of Super Saiyan 3 because of Gotenks, their body's probably slightly adapted to that, which might put their Super Saiyan transformations slightly above his, would it not?
Possibly, but I mean, they don't really specify how much you retain when you split from a fusion.
True.
Because even though Gogeta and Vegeta have both used instant transmission before. Both used Kamehameha. Both have used Final Flash, but when they've defused, Vegeta doesn't know instant transmission, or if he did, he doesn't use it.
But see, he didn't learn that until the Granola arc. No.
Yeah.
No. It was the Moro arc.
Yeah, he learned
when he went off with the Yardrains.
The spirit fission, and he learned instant transmission then as well. Yeah.
Ah.
So the thing is
probably you're right. But is it different for techniques and abilities as opposed to transformations via fusion?
The problem is that when they fuse, they are basically becoming an entirely new person.
Yeah.
So whether they retain knowledge of that form or not, don't know. It's never been mentioned, never been specified, because if it had, then technically Vegeta should already know how to do Super Saiyan 3 because he would have got that knowledge from Goku when they were fused. But he's never, and when they were Gogeta as well. So he's never used it. We don't know if he...
Oh, you mean Gogeta is in the Janemba movie?
No, not that one, because that one's not canon. When they fused as Gogeta later in the Super movie, all of the stuff that Goku knows...
Yeah, but I think... So what, you mean in terms of the Broly movie? I think at that point, Vegeta had already tapped into Super Saiyan 3.
Yeah.
When he spoke to Trunks about it.
But specifically, I'm talking about, like, when they fused as Vegeta the first time, it's the same process would occur. They're still fused. So when they defused, if they could gain knowledge that way, then Vegeta would have already known instant transmission. He would have already known Super Saiyan 3. But it's never really been stated that he knew it at that point.
Same way he'd obviously know the Kamehameha and Goku would know Final Flash and Big Bang.
Yeah, because we know that Vegeta does know the Kamehameha because he's had to use it before. It might have been in one of the movies, but I'm pretty sure he knows it.
Vegeta's never used it, not even in the movies. Trunks has.
Yeah,
Trunks did against the second against Bio Broly.
Yeah, that was it. I'm getting him confused with Trunks.
Yeah, Trunks done it because when
we know that Trunks can use the Gallic gun as well.
Yeah, but obviously he's learned the Gallic gun from his dad. But
as we know with Saiyans,
he's probably picked up the Kamehameha from Goten.
Yeah, but as we know from Saiyans in general,
they can pick up.
They pick up moves just by seeing them.
Yeah, because obviously Goku done that with the Kamehameha with Master Roshi. Roshi done it, and then Goku's like, "Oh, let me try that." But okay, I can do it.
But something a bit more specific, like instant transmission, that has a separate mechanic involved. I don't think they'd be able to copy it that way.
But does that apply to the transformation though?
See, I think transformations are a different thing. They have to be internal, so you can't just copy someone's. You can't just go, "Oh, he went Super Saiyan, I can do it too." It's not like that.
Wow, you tell me that the universe fucking six.
Yeah, okay, I know. We know where you stand on universe 6.
Well,
my point is that transformations have to be.
No. I'm not saying that. Okay, I've seen you turn Super Saiyan. I can turn Super Saiyan instantly. What I mean is because Goten and Trunks have tapped into Super Saiyan 3 because they've seen Goku do it. But then that's how they got Super Saiyan 3 because they see Goku do it.
No, because they were fused as Gotenks.
Yeah, but
Gotenks saw Goku do it, and Goku taught Gotenks.
Goten and Trunks before they fused, before he showed them the fusion dance.
Okay, so it's quite possible then.
So because they were in Kami's lookout, and he went off to fight Boo. And they see him turn Super Saiyan 3. No, they didn't see it. They felt Super Saiyan 3 because he shook the planet. He'd come back and they were there like, "Teach us Super Saiyan 3." And he's like, "I ain't going to do it. Cut my time left on Earth." And they were like, "Please." So they begged him to turn Super Saiyan 3. And it was Goten and Trunks that see Super Saiyan 3. They then fused into Gotenks, and they were like, "Oh yeah, we learned this from watching Goku do it," and transformed into Super Saiyan 3.
Yeah, so I think in Super Saiyan 3's context, I think Gotenks can turn into Super Saiyan 3 because he has their power combined. I don't think Goten and Trunks are powerful enough on their own to achieve it.
I'm not saying that they're not.
They probably know it.
I'm not saying they're powerful enough on their own to turn into Super. Would their body have slightly adapted to the power of Super Saiyan 3 because they've tapped into it? You know, like how Goku, he's Saiyan beyond God. His body got used. Okay, it's different because he wasn't a fusion, but his body had adapted to God because he tapped into it.
I think the problem with
so would them being Gotenks and going into Super Saiyan 3, going back in to individuals because they've tasted Super Saiyan 3, would it put stronger? So say like if they went up against Cabba, for instance, they could take him even though he's got more experience because their power will be slightly higher because they've tapped into Super Saiyan 3.
I think I know about fusion in general because it creates a new person. Even if that new person achieves a new Super Saiyan form or something, when they defuse, neither of them will know it.
Yeah, but they still remember being that fusion.
But they only remember half of it. So like they'll remember, but they don't know.
Because doesn't Goku reference about facing off against Zamasu as Vegito later on in Super?
Yeah, I think that they retain the memory, but I don't think they retain the feeling of the power because they don't have that power anymore. Because as we both know, Gogeta and Vegeta are ridiculously, massively more powerful than Goku and Vegeta are.
No, I don't mean like they retain some sort of that power of Vegito or Gogeta. Is, say, okay, it's a bit different with Vegito and Gogeta because they've got blue and all that. And Trunks. Would they not, as I said, would their bodies have not slightly adapted to that Super Saiyan 3 transformation via Gotenks?
See, new individual, that tax isn't occurring on their actual bodies.
So they retain nothing then. So
I wouldn't have thought so. Because if they could retain things like that, then as we said, Vegeta would already know instant transmission. He would already know Super Saiyan 3. And everything else that Goku knows, he would know. He would even be able to do Kaioken. Because if he was fused with Vegito, if he was fused as Vegito, he would know that. He would know how to use it because Goku does. So I don't think they retain things like that.
No. Okay, so they don't retain techniques and moves, but what about the transformation power? Would they not be slightly adapted to it? As I said, where Gotenks goes base into 3, when they split back up, would they not be slightly used to that Super Saiyan 3 when their body's not slightly adapted?
See, in that context, I would say no, because it's not their body taking the brunt. It's the fusion that's taking the brunt of that. When they defuse, their body is in the same condition as it was before they fused, except that they might not have as much energy as they had. Because like when Gotenks takes a significant amount of damage, and they defuse, the two of them don't have that damage on them, so they don't retain that because it was the fusion that took the damage. So I think in a similar way, the transformation was the fusion took the brunt of that transformation, and because of that, they wouldn't retain it. But of course, I don't know for sure because it's never really been said. Nobody's ever mentioned it, and nobody's ever.
Because I don't think people really think of it like that.
Because it's partly why you've never seen Vegito use Kaioken. In canon, because technically Vegito doesn't know it. Goku knows it, Vegeta doesn't. So when they fuse, the fusion doesn't know it.
See that, okay, in terms of Vegito, that makes sense, but because Goku's the dominant one, shouldn't Gogeta know Kaioken? Because both Gogeta knows instant transmission.
So does Vegeta.
See that? Okay, that's weird because
Vegeta
because Vegeta's the dominant personality in Vegito. He shouldn't know instant transmission,
but he does use it.
Gogeta should because Goku's the dominant personality.
However, Vegito does use more of Vegeta's super. He does use the Kamehameha. It's combined with Final Flash.
Yeah, because it's a final Kamehameha.
Yeah,
but he shouldn't know instant transmission because Vegeta is the dominant personality.
Yeah, that's right. And
that's weird.
It's part of the reason because it's never made clear what they do or don't retain.
See that's weird. Vegeta.
It seems like when they're fused, they have access to each other's power, but when they defuse, that memories are forgotten.
I mean, I understand it's combining both, but because Vegeta's the dominant personality, so Gogeta should be able to use Kaioken, whereas Vegeta can't. But Vegeta does use it in Heroes, but Gogeta don't.
Yeah.
And the whole thing's fucking
But
weird.
at the time, Gogeta uses Super Saiyan Blue Evolution.
Yeah, that's true. Which wouldn't make sense because Goku doesn't know it.
Yeah. So I think the if we take what we know about fusion, what it kind of implies is that when they're fused, they have full access to each other's abilities, but when they split, they don't retain the knowledge. That's the only way that it makes sense.
With obviously all their moves and techniques and shit.
The only time they'd retain it is if they already had knowledge of that move to begin with. So, like, for example, it's easy for them to go Super Saiyan Blue because they both know it.
Yeah.
Gogeta can go Super Saiyan Blue immediately because both of them know it.
Same
But
with
when
Vegeta.
But when they start going like Kaioken and all of that shit, it's a bit more complicated because only one of them knows it.
But then, as I said, Gogeta and Vegeta both use instant transmission.
Yeah.
Which is weird.
Exactly.
Vegeta shouldn't.
Vegeta shouldn't know it.
But we've seen him use it against Zamasu.
Exactly.
It's weird. But yeah. So I think maybe to end this off, Super Saiyan 4... One is nowhere near comparable to Super Saiyan God nor Super Saiyan Blue. That we established from what we understand by it, and well, maths. Fuck me. I never thought I'd ever try to justify a thing using the one thing one of the one things I despise the most. That's bullshit fucking maths. Fuck maths. I've always fucking hated that, but I've had to use that to kind of prove my point. So 4 is not comparable to God nor Blue. Not even remotely fucking close. Like 4 against God is like having Yamcha against fucking really anyone. It doesn't make sense.
Anything after the Freezer Rock.
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense. No, I'm not comparing Super Saiyan 4 to Yamcha, but
you're not doing that.
It's like, in a way, maybe having someone that's got no power, right? So let's take, I don't know, I'm not going to use the farmer with a shotgun. I'm not going to use him because people have their own opinion about him. So let's say Dr. Briefs, right? Bulma's dad. He's got no power. Maybe power of 2. That's like him going up against, say, a Super Saiyan. Doesn't make fucking sense. Or, no, it'd be like, no, Dr. Briefs against Goku with Super Saiyan 3. Why? It's pointless. You're kidding. Super Saiyan 4 against God, no. Against Blue, no. It just doesn't make fucking sense. And so that we agree on. That's what we've established, right?
Yeah.
Again, using what we understand by everything, and using fucking irks me that I had to use that bullshit fucking subject. But maths unfortunately had to come in to kind of prove my point. Then going by what you said, Super Saiyan 4 can or be classed as a Super Saiyan transformation because it's not the natural evolution, because you don't need Super Saiyan 2 nor 3 to be Super Saiyan 4, because you go Uzaru, Golden Uzaru into 4. All you need is just basic Super Saiyan.
Yeah.
Which anyone can do. Gohan's got it. Okay, he's got Super Saiyan 2, and Goten and Trunks could do it. If they had tails, they could technically, again, going by the way you've justified it, Goten and Trunks can go Super Saiyan 4 if they had tails because they've got Super Saiyan. Because they've got Super Saiyan.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. And then obviously God is a whole new branch because it's God Ki. And it's not the natural evolution of Super Saiyan 3. So I think that's what we would end that on is 4 in the God power, not comparable. Super Saiyan 4 should not be a Super Saiyan transformation, it'd be something different because it's coming from the Uzaru power, not the Super Saiyan power, i.e. Super Saiyan 3. And God is, again, completely separate because to get God, you either got to do it through a ritual,
or you train like Vegeta
or
did.
you train. How the fuck he trained to do it? It's Vegeta. Who knows with him? So I guess that's that then. And then obviously, if you want Broly, but Broly's a different thing because he's a fucking mutant, and he has a Kari, which is again,
which is about as close to a human Ozaru as you can get.
Okay, so thinking, just adding a bit more on, right? So thinking of Akari, are you then putting Akari in the Uzaru branch, or are you putting that as something completely separate because of Broly?
I think if you're going to put it in a branch, it would have to be put in the Uzaru one because it is literally the Uzaru but in human form.
So, okay, so then to think of it, are we saying it's base Uzaru, Akari, Golden, Super Saiyan 4?
Possibly. I think what you'd have to say is, I think...
So where does Akari, if we've established it as base Uzaru, Golden Uzaru, Super Saiyan 4, and if you're saying that Akari's in the Uzaru branch, where does Akari come into it?
I think Akari would sit as a sub branch of Great Ape because it's basically like you've mastered the Great Ape power in your normal form.
But would it not come between Uzaru and Golden Uzaru? How Super Saiyan 4 comes after Golden Uzaru? Would it not go base Uzaru, Akari, Golden Uzaru?
I would think that...
Because Akari's the humanoid version of an Uzaru, and Super Saiyan 4 was the humanoid version of a Golden Uzaru.
Yeah, I think for Great Ape it would sit just underneath the Great Ape as it's like a subsection but not a true separate one. Kind of like perfected Super Saiyan is. Because it's basically the perfection of the Great Ape power without having to turn into a Great Ape.
As I said, as we said about Super Saiyan 4, it's just a humanoid version of a Golden Uzaru. So would Akari not just come in between all of that? Because it's the humanoid version of an Uzaru.
Yeah, so I would think you'd have Great Ape, Akari, and then you'd have...
that's what I said. So it'd be it'd be base form Super Saiyan 2, Super Saiyan 3. That's that. Base form Uzaru, Akari, Golden Uzaru, Super Saiyan 4.
Yeah, I would say that was fairly accurate.
So if we now take in everything, and I mean everything, again, we're not doing all the perfected and grades because...
Yeah, if Akari is specifically unique to Broly, then it has to be its own branch.
Okay, so...
But when we play Dragon Ball Legends, the main character in that, Shallot, also has an Akari type form.
Okay, so if we're taking... As I said, including everything with the divine stuff and everything, so it would be base Super Saiyan, Super Saiyan, Super Saiyan, base Super Saiyan, Super Saiyan 2, Super Saiyan 3.
Yeah.
Base form, Uzaru, Akari, Golden Uzaru, Super Saiyan 4.
Yeah.
Base form, Saiyan Beyond God, Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Blue Evolution.
Yeah.
Base form, Ultra Instinct Omen, Mastered Ultra Instinct, True Ultra Instinct?
I I think True Ultra Instinct has to be in there because it's regarded as a specifically, but at the same time, I think it's still Omen. It's just stronger.
Well, it's in base form.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll take out True Ultra Instinct. So it'll be base form, Ultra Instinct Omen, Mastered Ultra Instinct.
Yeah.
Base form, Ultra Ego.
Yeah.
Ah. That is weird.
Yes, I think each one of those has to have its own branch because they're drawing their power from a different source.
And then obviously, True Ultra Instinct comes into a whole separate thing. Because it's not above Mastered Ultra Instinct.
Well, based on the power that they said, it is.
Well, yeah, because actually true, because he was fucking granola up more in True Ultra Instinct than he was in Mastered. Oh, that's fucked up. I'm not going to spend another hour trying to decipher that because that's a whole nother fucking headache.
Well, to be fair, we don't know enough about that one to really analyze
True
it.
Ultra Instinct?
Yeah, we don't know enough about it.
Well, see, no matter what transformation any of them have, any transformation and technique, Black Freezer fucks everyone up, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what anyone does because Black Freezer fucks everyone.
For now.
Well, for now, but if we just to include that bit about Black Freezer, I think they're gonna have cooler cannon.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, I think for because you know that story that I wrote or I've started doing, I've put it down as Freezer's achieved Black Freezer through training with Cooler, and I think they might put that canon. That
would be interesting.
I think that's what they'll do is he's trained by himself. He got Golden Freezer. He knows Goku and Vegeta trained together, and he knows they've achieved higher forms through training together. And the only person that makes sense is Cooler. They won't fucking have it as Janemba because that wouldn't make no sense. So I reckon in the next chapter, whenever that comes out, I can see it as that Frieza's gonna admit, oh yeah, I've been training, I've achieved this form through a training partner. Who? My brother, Cooler. Cooler's canon.
I have a feeling that
because
they probably will do that because Cooler is one of the more popular characters. It's kind of like Broly.
Yeah, he's probably under Broly.
Yeah, but not by much.
But I think we'll discuss that another time.
Yeah.
Over the upcoming arc, because Frieza is not the main villain, not a fucking chance, and he's not that new strongest that the Oracle Fish predicted. Because Goku even asked Whis, and Whis is like, he might be, might not be. I don't know. We'll see. Come back next time. It's like, fuck you. It's like, next time on Dragon Ball Z. So it's like, yes, we've gone back to the good old days. Well, I think that's that. I think we've covered it enough.
Yeah.
We've bled it enough. As I said, this is not us. We're nowhere near experts. We don't have no inside information. We're just predominantly pulling a lot of this information, I'd say, out of our ass. Well, I am. I know that for a fucking fact. Especially the multipliers for God and Blue. I'm definitely pulling out of my ass. But it's going by what we've seen in manga, anime, and non-canon stuff, like GT and Heroes, and just by information that we found, whether it's through Dragon Ball, the Dragon Ball fandom Wikipedia, or anything else. And it's just our understanding of how everything works. Okay, I think we'll leave it there then.
Yeah.
Yeah.